I tell you what we want to talk about today is breeder requirements. And a lot of pet stores really are not as involved as we are in how we work with our breeders and the things that we require of them. It starts, and it's all listed on our website, but let me give you kind of an overview. The first thing is exercise and socialization. We really want our breeders to have those dogs out of the kennel, into a yard. We have oversized kennels, and you can see some of the videos and see some of those pictures of those. But then they have an adjacent grassed area that's big enough, and what we say is it has to be big enough for the dog to be able to get up a full gait and get up a full run. So that's really important to us. Exercise and socialization, we believe that dogs should be exercised almost every day. We think that also socialization is huge, especially at that young age. And Dr. Ian Dunbar says that if you can get a dog to meet and greet over 200 animals or people before they're 14, 16 weeks of age, you'll set that dog's temperament for life. And so that starts at the breeder level. When they have multiple litters, they can get that dog-to-dog socialization started for us before we get to the store here, and then we'll continue that on after we get the dog into the store by customers coming in and playing with the dog. So the dog that you will get from us will be very, very well socialized. So one of the other things that we require is to have veterinary care. Now, they are all USDA licensed unless they have less than four or less females. They don't have to be USDA licensed, but most of our breeders are somewhere between 15 and 50 dogs on property. So they have to be USDA licensed, and that means they have to have a veterinarian on record. And the veterinarian has to check in the kennel at least once a year, but our veterinarian, or the veterinarian they use, goes to the kennel on a regular basis. She does annual teeth cleaning and things such as that, giving physicals, but they also have what's called a manual, and it's called a Program of Veterinary Care Manual. And that manual gives step-by-step instructions for the breeder to know how to take care of problems if they were to arise, so they wouldn't have to have the veterinarian come out all the time. It is written by the veterinarian, and it gives step-by-step instructions. If there's something that doesn't go the right way, then it gives second step, third step, fourth step. Breeding practices, you'll find that on the website too. We really expect our breeders to breed when the dog is in its prime, if you will, but to really minimize and not have the dog bred for its whole life. We like to have the dogs retired at the age of about 5 or 6 years of age. That's our goal, and we're working towards that, and learn to have them bred on a regular basis, but not overbred. And so you'll find information about that on the website. Kennel Design is huge for us. And as we've worked with the breeders, the 19, 20, 25 breeders that we work with, the Kennel Design has been prominent in us trying to figure out how do we get the best well-being for the dog. And we're actually involved in what's called the Purdue study to kind of research that. What kind of kennel situations, whether the flooring, what kind of flooring is best for dogs? How much space should the dog have? What kind of enrichment should the dog have in the kennels? And you find all that about it on the website too. The last thing about breeder requirements is inspections. And all of our breeders are inspected by the United States Department of Agriculture because they're USDA licensed if they have more than 4 females. They're inspected by the AKC, the American Kennel Club, because AKC, as of a couple years ago, put in care and conditions to where they actually go to the kennels once a year and inspect the kennels and make sure that the dogs are being kept in good conditions. They're inspected by their own group, what's called KMA, and it's kind of a peer group, and they kind of work with each other and help each other and encourage each other. And then of course we go down there and we inspect them to make sure that they are doing things that we want them to do. The last thing of course is most states have some sort of regulation. Indiana does, and before you get your license you have to go have an inspection so that they can check and make sure your kennel is of good report. And it has to be built in a way that is cleanable, easy to maintain, and very safe for the dogs. So when you think of buying a dog from the family puppy, remember that all of these things go way before you even come into the store. We want to make sure that our puppies are ready to go home with you for life. And we want it to be a forever decision. And the things that we do with breeders and things that require breeders are there because that is the way that you would want that if you were breeding a dog. Thank you so much.